She's not there.
Again, I just want to thank everybody for joining us today. For those of you tuning in, this is our live forum with our unofficial mayor candidates for Vashon's 2020 election. We have been running the campaign for a few weeks now, and so all of our candidates have had a chance to do some online marketing and promotion for their fundraising campaigns for their respective organizations. And we've invited them here today to join us to talk a bit more about the organizations that they're running for, and also give us a little idea as to what winning the unofficial mayor's race will help do for their organization. For those of you who are not familiar with the with Vashon's unofficial mayor's campaign, we've been doing this for several years now. It's been organized by the Vashon Maury Island Chamber of Commerce. I'm Melissa Schaefer. I'm the vice president of the Chamber of Commerce. And this is a fun community participating fundraising event that we do to help support our island nonprofit organizations. We have had Vashon's unofficial mayor race is unique in the fact that almost anyone or anything can run for unofficial mayor on behalf of an organization. We have had in the past candidates that included a sheep. We have had a winning unofficial mayor who was a dog, and then we have had a host of other wonderful candidates. I think a couple years back we had Tink from Peter Pan, and she was wonderful as well. So, and this year's past mayor that will be passing the Vashon key along has been, and I'm sorry, I'm gonna mix it up here. It has been Irene with Dove, the Dove group. So, all right, folks. So I will go ahead and I'll connect with each one of you to ask a few questions about the organizations you're running for, and you can give us as much information as you'd like to, and yeah, and we'll see if anybody chimes in with extra questions that may be watching, okay? So why don't we start with Fleur from VIP? I see Fleur's nose.
All right, I'll talk to you soon.
Hi, Camille and Lucinda. Thanks for joining us today on
thanks
Fleur's
for having us.
behalf. Maybe you can tell us a little bit more about VIP, Vashon Island Pet Protectors, and why you guys are running.
Yeah, so VIP is over 35 years old. We're an all volunteer org here on the island. We're 501c3. And our mission is no homeless pets. So our goal is to make sure that every pet in this community has a loving home. And we have a lot of comprehensive services that make that mission, that fulfill that mission. Including we have a partnership with the food bank. I don't know if anyone's heard of the No Hungry Pets program. So community members who may be struggling can get food for their animals through that program. Of course, the idea is to prevent relinquishment of animals. You know, we would rather help people in their endeavor to take care of their animals rather than have people have to give up their animals. We also have a every February, there's Fix a Cat, and that's sponsored through Feral Animal Clinic. So they're also a partner. I should just mention that Fleur's platform is Vashon Changes Lives when we all work together. And so I'm just trying to highlight some of the other organizations that really partner with VIP to help make our mission possible. So yeah, so we work with Feral quite a bit, For Paws. We also partner with Northwest Spay and Neuter over in Tacoma. And all of these organizations are working obviously together with VIP to make sure that we can take care of animals in the best possible way. And I can just say a little bit about Fleur, and then Lucinda, if you want to chime in. Fleur was part of a group of puppies that we rescued last year in 2019. She and her litter mates came from a backyard breeder situation. It wasn't a great environment for the puppies, and they unfortunately contracted parvovirus, which can be very deadly for young animals. And VIPs, it took a lot of VIP resources and people in our organization to make sure that the puppies got the proper veterinary care and aftercare to make sure that they made a full recovery. And while Fleur did not have parvo, she did have to be quarantined for a period of time. So, socialization is important for puppies, and that was hard. And one of our board members, actually, she fostered Fleur before she was Fleur. And then eventually she landed with Lucinda, and she just has the best life ever. So she's very lucky.
That's fantastic. And Lucinda, would you like to say anything on Fleur's behalf?
Well, she had a wonderful foster experience, and that's how I came to know her, through Carolyn Turner, who was her foster mom. And she came to me very shy and very thin and didn't play with toys. And like Camille shared, she really hadn't been socialized at all. And now she's joined her brother, who's 15, a black pug, and they're having a wonderful time. She wants to spend all her time outdoors, and she's a great addition to our family. So we're very lucky.
That's great. She seems like a wonderful representation for your organization. That's wonderful. All right, well, thanks for sharing. Let's visit with, let's keep the animals rolling here. How about Sid the sheep for Vashon Youth and Family Services? Hello. I'm gonna let's unmute you here. Maybe Rachel can help with that too. Our tech guru is behind the scenes helping today, making sure everything's running along smoothly. And we have Selena here that's helping Sid the sheep with their campaign.
Right. My name's Sid, and I'm running for mayor, and I'm running with Youth and Family Services. Quiet.
Sid, what a wonderful voice you have. You're so communicative.
Takes special technology, but they're starting to understand me.
That's wonderful.
Youth and Family Services is a nonprofit that takes care of kids around the island. It helps parents be better parents, and any kind of services that the children or parents need, they provide across the island. I can relate to that because I was saved by children here. So that's why I'm supporting Family Services.
Fantastic. And what are some of those specific services that Vashon Youth and Family Services provides? I've heard that they have mental health counseling. What are some other services that they provide?
Well, they run, from what I understand, and I've been there to meet them, they have Vashon Kids, which is child care.
Oh, wow.
Care of that takes care of, what's that?
1 out of 3 kids.
That 1 out of 3 kids on the island in Chautauqua go to get care from them. So
And they provide.
Yeah, that's a lot actually. And right now, childcare is so critical, especially for our essential workers. It's great that they're able to provide that service.
yes, I find that very good. And the kids were a lot of fun to meet. They fed me the entire time, and it was a very happy meeting.
I bet. I have a feeling that you might be a bit food driven, huh?
I am, but that's because, yes, food is kind of my life. And
fantastic. All right. Thank you, Sid the sheep. Appreciate you.
That they provide food services to the Latino community as well.
Oh, that's great to know. food services for the Latino community. And is that in the way of kind of providing prepared meals, or is how do they do that?
Well, I'm not sure.
Like the food.
All right. That's all right. We'll find out more about that. That sounds like a wonderful service that they offer. Great. Okay, so let's move on to Barbara with the Vashon Heritage Museum. Hello, Barbara. Thanks for joining us today.
Hello there.
Hello. Would you like to talk a little bit about the Vashon Heritage Museum and your influence and work with that organization, very important organization on our island?
Well, yes, I'm proud to be involved in this because it gives us more publicity. And it's the Vashon Maury Island Heritage Association that has worked towards this Vashon Heritage Museum. And it all started in the 60s, and we met elsewhere. And I have to give credit to a person right now. His name is Reed Fitzpatrick. He was to me, he's a young man because he was in school with my son. But he has been great with the photos of Vashon Island, and he used to share them around. And then we kind of got involved in it, and 3 of us gals, and we met at the senior center, and we would show the public slides of Vashon, and then they would be excused to leave if they didn't want to stay for our meeting, because we were in the process of trying to have an organization. And that's how we all started. And then we found out that after this children's center in the Lutheran church, it was going to be for sale. And so we worked towards getting some money together to buy the building. And that's how it started. And of course, the 4 of us were actively participating at all times. And it's kind of sad for me in some ways, because Reed and I are the only ones left, because the sisters, Mary Jo Barentine and Bonnie Schreit, are no longer with us. They've passed on to higher places. And they were so active. And I think if Mary Jo was still living, she would be sitting in my place, because we would have liked her to do this. Anyhow, the board of directors were planning on having something for the festival. And then when that didn't form, was not going to be, they decided to do something for the 4th of July. And so they asked me if I would participate. And I said, if it's to raise money for the museum, by all means, I would be very happy to participate. So therefore, here I am today. And my daughter's here from California, and she's been very helpful. Anyhow, we did have participate in the parade on the 4th of July, and kept advertising the museum in the best way we could and waving to everybody. And so I have no idea how well we've done. Nobody's shared any final things with me in that respect, but we just keep working, and there's always something that needs to be done, or someone has an idea to promote something. And of course, so we need funds. And just for operating expenses alone that come every month. So
that's right. Yeah.
Is there anything in particular that you would like to know? Am I not covering what you were asking, or?
No, that's great. That's great. We're looking to help people who are looking to cast votes here in the last week of the election campaign, provide them with more information about the organizations that are running, so that they can make good choices for who they want to vote for. For those who are unfamiliar as to how the unofficial mayor's race works on the island, you cast your vote by donating dollars to the organization, the candidate that the organization, or the candidate the organization is the candidate that is running for the organization. So that's how we tally up the votes in the end. And this is the last official week of campaigning. So we'll talk a little bit more about that. And it looks like Barbara's daughter wants to chime in before we move on to the sisterhood group.
That's Barbara's daughter.
Oh, Elsa, hello, sorry.
This is Elsa. Elsa's new to our organization.
Yes, I
She's our
am.
director
Yes.
now, and very happy to have her. So she has something to say.
Right. So,
Great, thanks,
so
Elsa.
I'm the executive director of the Heritage Museum, and we're honored to have Barbara run as our candidate. And thank you to the chamber for doing all of this and putting this opportunity together during this time of COVID. And I just wanted to say that our mission is to collect and preserve and tell the stories of our islands. And our purpose is to honor stories of love, oppression, action, and resilience, stories that give voice to all of our heritage and all of our cultures on the island. When you support and vote for Barbara, you're supporting our exhibits, our permanent exhibit, and our special exhibits that we have going on right now. So our in and out being LGBTQ on Vashon Island. Our future exhibit, Wild Wonder, that'll be opening next spring, will be starting, well, we've been doing, that was delayed because of COVID. As you all know, everything's been delayed because of COVID. And Wild Wonder will be a journey through the natural environment and natural history of our Vashon Island. And we partner for all of these exhibits, like the Japanese internment. Hopefully everyone got to see the Japanese internment. We partner on all of these special exhibits with people from all over our island. And so everyone has input in this, and it usually takes years for us to develop these exhibits.
Yeah.
So Wild Wonder, we have 60 scientists and biologists from all over the island, and the Vashon Nature Center who are partnering with us. We have programs that are history contest programs that you'd be supporting, and our Friday talks. We've put everything online virtually because of COVID, so we had to really scramble. And to do that, we've got a talk coming this Friday on the history of our island festivals, the Strawberry Festival, what they were about, the Peach Festival, and different festivals, why they were canceled. We're doing a really important program right now. I mean, all of our programs are important, but the COVID collecting stories, your stories of COVID. We're around the island. We partnered with the Voice of Vashon to collect these really important stories so that 50 years from now, 100 years from now, people can look back and know that we wore masks, we used Zoom, people's lives, how they were changed. We just had this wonderful story about a woman who's getting married, a couple that's getting married this I think, well, sometime this month, and everything that's changed for them because of COVID. So, and I want to also tell you that in August, we're opening the Vashon Town Tour, which it will be a walking tour of Vashon, and we'll have panels up in all of the businesses, and it's those kind of programs that you support. And so vote for Barbara. Thank you. Do you have any questions?
That's fantastic. Yeah, we'll go through some additional questions here.
Okay.
We'll do the introduction so everybody can chime in for their organization. Then we'll do some more questions because we have a lot we want to learn. So I want to welcome the Vashon Sisterhood group. We have 3 of the 4 official candidates. joining us today. And Rachel's going to go ahead and unmute the girls here. We have Celine, we have Martin, and we have Raina joining us. And girls, thanks for being here. Tell us a little bit about Vashon Sisterhood and why you guys felt it was important to represent that organization.
Would someone like to start?
Sisterhood has really helped a lot of the girls who are in our schools. I think that the great thing about sisterhood is a lot of girls, are told, hey, feelings aren't okay and you have to look one way or another. And sisterhood is a really great space where girls can feel comfortable and, we work together as a group to try and make changes in the school that help with sexism. And it's a great space, just for girls to be able to let their feelings out and not have any consequences about it. And a lot of people have shared things that you wouldn't imagine. A lot of girls are going through really tough stuff that you see them in their daily basis and they're like, and you say, oh, that person's a bully. But when you hear their life story, it really changes your view on everybody.
Yeah, and I'm sure it's especially hard right now with social distancing to try to feel connected to one another when we so badly need that connection, huh? Yeah. Yeah. Martin, do you want to share with us what you think is special about the Vashon Sisterhood group?
Well, I feel the same as Raina, but it's not all about about feelings. It's also because in times of need you feel like you want to feel a part of the community and you want to have fun. So at some points of the day we would play games and we would laugh and we just have we'd have very intimate connections with each other so that in the coming day we just feel an intimate feel of calm to go through. Because I feel most people's days often go wrong because of something that happened at the start of their day. Like they didn't sleep well or they have something on their mind. But sisterhood really helps you feel like you let go of that and you can say whatever you want. You don't feel judged. It's really nice.
Great. Sounds like it's a very uplifting group to be a part of. And is this through the school or is it a group that's kind of outside of the school?
It's through the school, but we're hoping someday it'll be we'll also have circles that are not part of school, so that people who are not in school can do it. People are homeschooled, great. People who are older and are not in school anymore. We're hoping that we can open it up and hopefully get some more people to join.
Great. And Celine, what's your involvement with Vashon Sisterhood and what do you feel is so important about that group?
I'm a big introvert, my whole family is, and so for me, school's a lot of social energy, very draining and stuff. And sisterhood's a very nice way because you don't really have to talk to anyone if you don't want to. You don't have to put energy into being social. And so for me, it's a really nice resetting point because I can go there and feel safe and calm in a very busy environment for me. Mm-hmm. And I can also not have to worry about people judging me on pretty much anything. And I can talk to people about whatever I want to talk about. And it's just helped me kind of reset and not feel very overwhelmed at school.
Mm-hmm. So do you ladies feel like it's kind of a safe space for you to connect with other girls and feel like you can share your stories with each other and support one another? Yeah. So
yeah, very much so.
Yeah. And because school is no longer in session, one, because it's summer break, but two, because of COVID this year, which is extra interesting. Have you guys been able to connect not in school?
Yeah, so during school, we were doing Zoom circles. And since sisterhood is via school,
Mhm.
we don't really, that's the other reason why we're trying to open it up, is that way the girls who go to school and have circles can have it during summer or during winter break, because right now we don't have circles during summer. So we're hoping that, if we that someday we'll be able to open it up so that it can be a something other
Great.
than summer. And then right now it's just a homeroom. So, because it used to be just a lunch, so you would get rid of your lunch just to be in sisterhood circles. So we're getting better, but right now it's still just a homeroom. And I know a lot of girls who didn't join because they wanted to have a homeroom, because
Okay.
homeroom is a big part of middle school. And we just got the Chautauqua kids to have a circle, and the high school students have a circle now, but it's during their break. A lot of kids want their break. So we're going to try and get it either into like some kind of um, like a block. So, like for Chautauqua, they have block and we have electives. So we're working on trying to figure out how to make it more than just a homeroom. But
Fantastic. Yeah, absolutely. Martin, did you want to say something else?
Yeah, in Chautauqua was a little bit different. So we actually do it in the morning, but it's in someone's classroom and it's like very early in the morning. So that's why I feel like we've lost a lot of people because it's that early in the morning. They don't feel like they can wake up that early to like join because sleep is also very important.
Yeah.
And so to
So
sleep.
maybe some of the fundraising you're doing sounds like it could help to make it more available to everybody. That's great. Yeah, that's great. So I would like to come back around here and ask a few more questions to the organizations. I'd like to circle back around to VIP and learn about what you guys are hoping to use some of your fundraising votes for, and how people can best support you right now.
Thanks, Melissa. That's a great question. So, COVID-19 has been interesting for VIP. Our adoptions are kind of by appointment only right now. Our open adoptions at the cat shelter are closed. But just because COVID-19 is happening doesn't mean that there aren't still animals in need. And so, we do have a shelter full of cats. We partner with the local kennels to house our dogs. And so there are still animals and they still have needs. Fostering is one really great option for people right now. A lot of people are spending time at home. They have the time to dedicate to either fostering or adopting an animal. So those are always options. And of course, it's interesting because our fundraising schedule is not going to as planned. And we're kind of re-envisioning how some of our biggest fundraisers are going to work. So, we've been doing Campaign for Mayor, and then here in about a month, we normally do our dog walk, which is obviously a community event. And so that's it's gonna take a little bit of creativity, but we're still hoping to kind of do that on a more virtual platform.
I think you're right. That is a big thing. All of the organizations that are used to being able to do, larger events for fundraising opportunities are facing with COVID restrictions. And so trying to be creative and think a little bit outside of what our normal events would be to figure out how to do that fundraising. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And I apologize. That's one of my dogs barking in the background. And I am in addition to the board, I also do, I'm a foster family for VIP, and I'm an active shelter volunteer as well. So I do kind of work in all these different capacities. And I can tell you that, we're always looking for people to foster and adopt. And then beyond that, we're all volunteer. And so, now it's kind of a difficult time to start volunteering with our organization right now, but we can figure out a way to plug you in, and that doesn't necessarily mean dedicating your time in the shelter. Maybe that just means, you help us with our marketing and communications. Our communications director is about to have a baby right now. And so she's going to be on leave for a little bit. So we'd love to have people kind of jump in and help with that role if they've got those skills.
That's great.
If you love animals and you want to help, there's definitely some way that we can figure out to find something for you to do.
That's great. I appreciate, I think the other organizations online with us today would also agree that there are other opportunities for people who want to support the organization that don't have to just be financially through voting. While this is fun and there's lots of opportunities to donate with your dollars towards votes, there are also plenty of ways to support these organizations that don't require your financial contribution. So thanks for bringing that up, Camille. That's a really good point. And let's see here, Sid, looks like you are happily grazing and you have another companion with you perhaps. So what will some of the fundraising that you guys are doing here through the unofficial mayor's race, what will those funds do to help Vashon Youth and Family Services? And what are some other ways people can get involved if they can't vote with their dollars? Oh, Rachel, let's go ahead and unmute Selena's. There we go, thanks.
All right, so I'll talk for Sid this time so he can graze. But this is a really, Vashon Youth and Family Services, since it's a nonprofit, a lot of its money for the counselors and all that, it comes from fundraising. And right now, it's a really important time for counseling for a lot of youth in the community because everyone is stuck at home. And if there's a problem in your household and a lot of people don't have work, so everyone's kind of home together. So if there's a problem at your home that's kind of amplified by quite a bit. So it's important, the counseling for both parents who aren't used to maybe having their children home for such long periods, and then youth as well. If there are any abusive situations, counseling for that is really important right now. So with this mayoral race would most likely just go to paying the counselors, and so that they can helping them with their needs, so that then they can go out and help everyone else in the community. And then, I'm sure there are other ways to help Vashon Youth and Family. And I'm sure Vashon Kids, which is a great organization, needs volunteers to kind of help with all of that. And then just donating food, great way to help out. And I'm sure you could contact Vashon Youth and Family Services. I think they have their number at their website to see.
Okay. Yeah, great. You're breaking up a little bit there, but I think we were able to mostly make out the gist of your what you were saying. And so a lot of the fundraising that you're doing right now is going to go to help support these services and pay for these services to help maybe offset some of the costs where people in need may not be able to cover those entirely, I'm imagining. And so, and right now, especially with COVID situation, people have additional stresses, including children, because of the unique circumstances here of people having to stay home and environments changing drastically. So thanks for sharing, Selena. And let's see here, sisterhood. So we've talked a little bit about some of the fundraising and what we're hoping those donations will go towards, and helping to expand on some of the services that group can offer to young girls in their schools and outside of school, building a program for outside of school. Is there any way that people who want to support the organization can join and help?
Yeah, I think that we're planning on doing some other fundraising ideas. We did a car wash, and we've been selling some rocks. So a lot of people get a chance to join or help instead of just having to donate, So now it helps with just everybody getting a chance to do something.
Mm-hmm. And do you have, so does Vashon Sisterhood have mentors, older mentors that are involved? And is that something that somebody could participate as to be kind of supportive of the organization, joining as a mentor?
Yeah, so we have a few mentors that participate in like women's circles just in their regular lives, and they'll come into homeroom with us and help us lead the circle. And so people are more than welcome to join us.
That's excellent. Great. Good. All right. And the Vashon Heritage Museum. So some of that fundraising, it sounds like, is going towards upcoming programs and existing programs. What else might some of that funding be going towards? And what are other ways people can get involved to support and physically volunteer their time, perhaps, to help the organization?
Well, Melissa, of course, become a member. We're always out to get new members and encourage their participation in various ways. And there's just so many things. I'm just not remembering to tell you everything.
That's all right.
But this particular time, we're trying to raise money is to fill in from one program that we had been doing for several years. In fact, I was involved in starting it, was hiring the Virginia 5 and taking a cruise around the Vashon Maury Island every August. And so we were not doing that this year, and with all the situations as is. So we had to come up with something else. And so thanks to the chamber, we were able to participate in this. And but we welcome new members, and there's so many different things we can be doing. They can be a docent, they can participate on different committees. And so anyhow, we welcome people.
That's great. Yeah, that's perfect. Docents, I forgot to think all about that. I'm sure the museum would love to have some docents to assist with some of those presentations that you guys offer. Yeah. Barbara brought up a point here too about, and Camille as well, about how organizations this year, because of COVID, are having to think outside of the box a bit from what their normal events would be and some of the ways they would be fundraising. And the chamber is no exception to that. Our biggest fundraising event of the year, the Strawberry Festival, sadly, we needed to postpone that and make that tough decision that impacts our whole community, but it also impacts the chamber. And it also impacts our local nonprofit organizations. For many of our local nonprofit organizations, that is a big event for them as well. And they do a lot of promotion of their organization as vendors during that time to gain those new members or to help raise funds. And so the chamber really felt strongly that we wanted to make sure that we were able to continue doing the unofficial mayor race this year. It's not the same as it would be for Strawberry Festival, but we're just so thankful that you guys are all participating. So I have a couple more questions here for those who would like to chime in. Let's see. For those of you guys, so this is the last week of our fundraising for the campaign. Voting will officially wrap up on Friday evening. So we're encouraging all voters to get their votes in. Again, to vote is by a donation to the organization, and there are multiple ways to be able to do that. why don't I go ahead and let each organization discuss some of the ways that they can donate other than through the chamber website. We have a store set up where you can donate online, so safe distancing to support those organizations. And then let's check in with each of you to find out other ways that people can cast their votes. So let's go back to sisterhood real quick. Vashon Sisterhood, Raina, Celine, and Martin, how can people donate to your fundraiser here for the unofficial mayor?
Well,
We have some Facebook pages set up people can donate on. I'm not sure how many, but many people have been setting up those in our organization. Like Raina mentioned earlier, we did a rock sale and a car wash. People donated money then. And we've also been sending out a lot of emails and letters to people. So if you get one that has other ways to donate too, like all the links to Facebook and stuff.
Great. And do you guys have any physical collection boxes around town? I know some of the groups are doing that as well. Do you know where some of those collection boxes might be located?
We have one at the coffee stand, Camp Colvos, Ruby Brink, Island Queen Drive-Thru, Ace Hardware, and places like that.
Okay, great. That has always been one method of fundraising votes for the unofficial mayor campaign. That has had to change a little bit this year because many of our retail shops are not open or have limited hours right now. So we're glad that you guys have been able to find some locations, but as Celine was saying, some of the groups have also started their own online fundraising groups through GoFundMe and other platforms, Facebook, I believe. So we can check those out. How about the Vashon Heritage Museum? What other ways can people send their vote for you?
I don't get it.
So, so we also have physical jars out at Thriftway and the Vashon Pharmacy, Ace Hardware. They're in 5 locations, and then you can always send a check into the Heritage Museum. We'll make sure that your vote counts. We're doing letter writing campaigns, so if you receive a letter, please respond. And I also want to say that we would love to, we're always looking for volunteers and people with expertise and interest in history and our heritage and culture. So just contact us and tell us what your interests are. So so I think it's, oh, and Barbara and Marcia said if you'd like, stop by their house and just drop your votes off there. They'll put a jar on the porch.
That's the Vashon way, isn't it?
Can't miss it with the big sign out front.
There you go. Okay, all right. We won't give everybody your address, but for those who know it, we'll send them your way. All right, how about for Vashon Youth and Family Services? Do you guys have other options for people to vote?
Yes, we do. So on my mom's Facebook page, which is Selena Yarkin at Yahoo, there's a link to our GoFundMe, and then also I think you can find our GoFundMe. It's like I think it's Sid for Mayor or VYFS or something like that. I think if you go onto the GoFundMe site and select Vashon GoFundMes, you can find it that way too. And then we have a donation jar. We have our farm stand, which is open on Sun Island Farm stand, which is open on Wednesdays and Saturdays, right? So I guess this Wednesday would be great time to drop your vote, and then we also have other things there. And how can you find it? Oh,
and your farm stand is located on Maury Island, correct?
Yes, Maury Island. It's between the gravel pit and the golf course or the country. And then we have we also have a donation jar at the Ruby Brink, and that's it for now.
Okay, great. All right.
Oh,
And
and
we'll make,
Oh.
and what was
we have
that?
one- and we have a donation jar at the country club.
Okay, excellent. And we'll make sure, the chamber will make sure to put links out to some of your direct Facebook pages and social media to try to help direct people as well to those online fundraising efforts. What do you guys have going on for additional vote catching?
Sure, yeah, I can address that. Thank you. So first, I just want to say that we really appreciate that the chamber took the initiative to set up the campaign pages and make it easy for people to donate that way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Undoubtedly, we always have people that want to donate with cash or check. So we do have 25 donation jars around town. I won't go through all of the retailers and locations, but kind of the same Thriftway, Vashon, let's see, May Tai Kitchen, any vendor or retailer kind of on the main avenue. We probably have a jar there. So pretty easy to find. And then we also encourage people, if they want to send a check to our official VIP PO box, it's PO Box 245. And they just go to the Vashon post office and our treasurer picks up everything there. And I just do want to say, if you do send a check, it's important to just acknowledge that it is for the campaign in the memo section.
Yeah, good point there. Yep. We want to make sure all those votes get counted. So that's great. Yeah, good to know. All right. Would anybody else like to chime in with any kind of last push for collecting votes for their race, their mayoral race?
Want to say anything?
Say thank you and vote for Barbara.
Well, thanks a lot, Melissa.
You are
Unfortunately, I have not been able to hear anything. Terrible. Get deaf. Sorry about that. But it's been an experience.
Well, I'm really happy you were able to join us, Barbara. I know this new platform of communication is maybe challenging in some ways, but we really appreciate you were able to join us today.
Thank you.
For a 91-year-old, I think she really rocked it, don't you?
I think so too. Absolutely. Yes. All right. And would Fleur like to say anything?
Fleur took off.
Fleur's taking a nap.
Yeah.
Good for Fleur. We've worn her out.
Yes.
Now what?
All right. And Sid, it looks like Sid is happily munching on some grass in the background.
Yeah, I guess Sid would just like to say thank you to all his voters, and now is a great time to donate to Vashon Youth and Family Services because they need it the most right now. So,
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Selena, for helping with Sid today. And Vashon Sisterhood, anything else you girls would like to say or to encourage maybe some of your peers to join you?
Thank you all for voting, and we really appreciate it. It's been a real help to a lot of us. Yeah.
Fantastic. All right. Okay. Well,
Sisterhood, thanks you.
excellent. Thank you so much, Martin, Raina, Celine, Barbara, Camille, Selena, and Sid, Lucinda, and I think I've got everybody. So thanks again, everybody, for joining us today. Again, this was the Chamber of Commerce hosting a live forum with all of our candidates for this year's unofficial mayor race. We wish them all the best of luck. And again, a vote for any organization is a vote for supporting our local nonprofits on the island and supporting community and services that are available to our community. So we just want to thank all the voters out there. And we'll be excited to announce the official winner on this upcoming Sunday at noon. We will be making a virtual announcement with plans to be determined as to how we will do our official key handoff from the current unofficial mayor, Irene, and to the new crowned unofficial mayor. So thank you all. And this is taped and recorded live, so hopefully we will have other people be able to join us in watching it and casting their votes. All right, thanks everybody.